Macron is in Germany for key talks with Chancellor Angela Merkel. The two leaders have been discussing the EU's massive COVID-19 recovery fund. It's worth some €750 billion, but member states have struggled to agree on a way to pay for it. Climate and trade were also on the agenda. The meeting comes days before Germany takes over the EU's rotating presidency. Well, reporter Jessica Seltz joins us now from Berlin. Well, hello there to you, Jessica. So Emmanuel Macron and Angela Merkel are still holding their press conference as we speak, but bring us in what they've been saying so far.
Well, of course, the first and most important issue that both of these state leaders brought up was this coronavirus recovery plan, which, of course, is a plan put forward by these two leaders several weeks ago. They put forward €500 billion recovery. This has since got the backing of the European Commission and has been boosted up to €750 billion. Something that Emmanuel Macron just underlined was important, this Franco-German engagement. He said that this will target and help the social and economic deprivation that Europe is currently suffering because of the virus. But as Angela Merkel pointed out, it's all very well France and Germany being on side, but of course this will need the agreement of all 27 European countries, and this is something that of course is going to be a bit of a struggle. We've seen Emmanuel Macron himself lobbying the so-called frugal four countries who have been the detractors of this plan, and Angela Merkel said she's hoping for a more positive response by the EU Council meeting on this, which will be in the middle of July.
Yes, Jessica, and the timing is interesting, isn't it? Because Germany is taking over the EU rotating presidency. Now, we know that France and Germany are strong allies. So what can we expect now of this Franco-German motor with Berlin at the helm?
Well, since Emmanuel Macron became president, he's had very ambitious, far-reaching plans for uniting Europe and big economic reform plans. But he always found it very difficult to get Germany on side. Germany very dubious about a lot of his economic reforms. But I think we really see Angela Merkel learn a lot of important lessons over the last couple of years through issues such as Brexit, migration, and also the rise of populism in Europe, something which Germany hasn't been immune to. We've seen Angela Merkel really learn just how fragile the European Union can be if care isn't taken. And I think we're really seeing Merkel really promise now to not only make the Berlin-Paris motor really drive into force when it comes to promises for actual real plans to reform Europe, including economic reforms. I think we're really seeing this play out in this coronavirus recovery plan that was put forward by Berlin and Paris. There's no other way around it. This includes the pooling of European debt to a certain extent, something which would have been abhorrent to Germany just a few years ago. But Angela Merkel, really, we're seeing her in her last year of her leadership in Germany, wanting to really, I think, get her name in the history books as a leader who really worked hard to reform and further integrate Europe at a crucial time. So I think this could work in Emmanuel Macron's favour. We also heard her today saying that climate change is going to be another huge important issue. And also, of course, international and foreign relations with China and with Africa. And I think this is something where, although Germany will have the EU presidency, where France and Germany will work quite well together.
Working well together. Well, thanks so much, Jessica Seltz there for us in Berlin.